brown hair escaping his hastily affixed head wrap, she knew she wouldn't need them. "Mirage," Hoku said. "Calli spotted it on the horizon. We can make it by high sun if we hurry." He grinned beneath a sunburned nose. "I've been dreaming about fresh water and real food for days." She fell in beside him as they walked back toward camp. "Real food and maybe a place to sleep that isn't crawling with bugs," she said with a shudder. They'd had some rough nights in the last few weeks. Scorpions tasted good enough when cooked, but she didn't enjoy finding them in her bedroll. "And the tech," Hoku said wistfully. "Surviving in the desert is so different from surviving underwater. I bet they've got stuff we've never even imagined." Mirage, the greatest Equian city. Dash had been filling their heads with stories about it since the day they left the Hydrotech Dome. The marketplace full of people, the brightly woven rugs, the smell of roasted delicacies filling the air, the word weavers stomping their hooves and telling tales for the crowds, the artisans crafting the Equians' famed ever-sharp swords. Dash said they had so much water that it bubbled and flowed in a great fountain in the marketplace, and anyone who wanted could come up and drink their fill. Her heart beat faster every time Dash, his eyes bright as glowfish, spun another tale of Mirage's wonder. It had been easy to get caught up in Dash's excitement. She'd laughed with the others and talked about grilled rabbit and all the new weapons she wanted to learn. It had been important to keep everyone's spirits up while they were hot and sweaty and living off bugs and berries. But the truth was, Dash would be in terrible danger the moment they set foot in Mirage. If someone from his old herd recognized him, they'd be fighting for Dash's life along with the fate of the desert. Despite the danger, Dash still wouldn't tell them the details of his exile. In a small way, that made Aluna feel better about keeping her growing tale a secret. They'd been through so much, and yet some words were still too hard to say. When Aluna and Hoku got back to camp, Dash was kicking out the remains of their campfire and gnawing on a tough piece of cactus. He wore his desert clothes with the ease of one born and raised in the unforgiving heat. His nose never burned. The light brown skin of his hands tanned only slightly. Even though he didn't have a horse body like the other Equians, Dash belonged here in the desert, just as she and Hoku belonged under the waves, and just as Calli belonged in the sky. Aluna looked up and saw Calli 24 meters up, her tawny wings flapping lazily as she circled over the camp, her long brown hair trapped under a head wrap. The girl waved and Aluna smiled. "Mirage!" Calli pointed to the west and her white teeth flashed in a grin, a stark contrast to her dirty face. "So I heard," Aluna said. She bent down and helped Dash roll up the last of their bedding. "Are you well?" Dash asked quietly. "You ran off so suddenly, I thought." "I'm fine," Aluna said. "I just needed some time by myself. I used to swim off all the time underwater. It's just more noticeable up here." Which wasn't a lie, not really. She'd always been darting off on her own or with Hoku, either avoiding her sister and brothers or escaping from her father. Dash stared at her another moment while she finished the packing, then nodded once. Another person might have kept hounding her. Hoku certainly would have. But not Dash. Aluna's nervousness about her legs disappeared as they trekked toward Mirage. She was tired of rationing her water, of always being thirsty. Once they got to the city, she planned to drink at that fountain for days. She wasn't alone in her good mood. Dash scrambled up each new hill, quick as a sand crab, and Hoku couldn't stop whistling. The wind had picked up, so Calli folded her wings against her back and walked with them, her mouth an endless stream of questions and facts and observations about the world. "Do you think High Khan Ungur will welcome us?" Calli said. "My mother is very powerful. Maybe he'll treat us like visiting royalty." Dash laughed, an easy sound Aluna didn't hear nearly enough. "Red Sky Herd is renowned for its